Our pleasure.
Welcome to the Holistic Kids Show. My name is Zane.
My name's Abdullah.
And mine is Imad.
We're the Holistic Kids here to educate us kids from the inside out.
Well, this year has flown by.
We made new friends,
Spoke at our first conference,
started a new school,
And continue to work on our health.
and don't forget, we also added another brother to this family this year.
Can't wait to see what this next year has for storing us.
A lot of people make New Year's resolutions, but what healthy habits should we bring into the new year?
Well, that's the exact question we are going to ask to our next guest, Dr. Samm Pryce. Dr. Samm Pryce is the Chief Medical Officer at Balance Integration, located in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and the Neuropathic Physician at Complete Care Chiropractic and Wellness in Warren, Michigan. She serves at the Global Missions Committee and Intercessory Prayer Team for Keystone Community Church and is currently on the board of directors for Naturopathic Institute for Regenerative Medicine and the advisory board of the Chief of Membership.
Dr. Pryce, we are so incredibly honored for you to join us today.
I'm super ecstatic to be joining you guys today. This is my first kids podcast, which I think is amazing.
Well, it's amazing to have you on our podcast.
Yes, amazing.
Amazing.
Dr. Pryce, what made you want to become a naturopathic doctor?
So I think that in the beginning, I wanted to just be a cardiac surgeon, so conventional medicine, but I got really sick when I was in college, and they told me that I was just going to have to wait it out and my body was going to have to heal itself. And I was like, what? There's no pill, no surgery. You can't make me better faster. But it wasn't. I had to let my body heal itself. And while I was letting my body heal itself, I read a couple of books and I learned about some herbs for the liver, which was the condition that I was having. And I healed myself with some natural ingredients really faster than what the other doctors thought that I was going to be healed. And it led me down my search to naturopathic medicine, which is a bridge between conventional and alternative medicine, right? So we learn the conventional side of it, all the ologies, anatomy and physiology and biochemistry. But then we also learn how it bridges with natural medicine, like your herbs and homeopathy and things like that. And how do we treat it that way as opposed to with prescription drugs and surgery? There is a place for both of them, right? They work together, but I tend to err on the side of treating my patients with the natural things.
Yeah, and that's how our mom does it. And a lot of homeopathic doctors do. A lot of them have the same story where they had a disease and they weren't able to fix it using conventional medicine, so they went and started and discovered this new kind of medicine.
Yes, we all have a story, right?
Yep. And also, please tell us, what does a naturopathic doctor do, and how is it different from like homeopathy, and all of these different kinds of doctors?
Sure. So a naturopathic physician goes to 4 years of medical school, just like any other physician. So college first, then you go to medical school. Ours is a naturopathic medical school. And there's only a couple in the United States that actually give the naturopathic doctor degree. My school's the only one that gives the naturopathic medical doctor degree, an NMD, and that's in Arizona. So the schools are in Arizona. There's 2 in Canada, 1 in Washington, 1 in California now. I said Arizona, Chicago. The one in Connecticut is actually being dissolved. So there's only a couple that give the degree. Once you get into naturopathic medical school, the first 2 years are the exact same. All of the anatomy, physiology, the anatomy labs, neurology, that kind of stuff. The 3rd and the 4th year are different. So after your 2nd year, you take basic science exams, the NCLEX, Naturopathic Physicians Licensing Exam, just like a USMLE, which conventional medical doctors do, like DOs and MDs, right? Once you pass that, you get to go into your clinical rotations, but you start learning in your third year more of nutritional biochemistry. How does food act as medicine, right? Which you guys talk about a lot. How does hydration work? How does homeopathy work? So homeopathy in naturopathic medicine is one of the tools in our toolkit. So we use homeopathy, we use nutrition, we use acupuncture. So in my school, we learned acupuncture along with everything else that we were learning. So I am licensed to practice acupuncture as well. So we learn those things in our third and our fourth year. Whereas in your third and your fourth year of medical school, DO or MD school, you're still learning more of the pharmacy and things like that. We learn the pharmacy, but we're learning it as it's applicable to its side effects and how do we use natural things to combat the side effects.
Well, that is amazing. And it's so interesting to hear about what naturopathy is and how it's used to help patients and other people.
A lot of people make New Year resolutions. Why do you think most fail to complete their resolutions?
I think they're unrealistic, honestly. Like, I want to lose 90 pounds. Am I really going to lose 90 pounds? I think that we should set really small goals, right? So what do I want to do tomorrow? What do I want to do next week? And then we can build on that if it's actually realistic. I think that's the reason why some people fail. Or maybe they don't have a good support system like your mom and your dad and your brothers, right? They can cheer you on and encourage you. You need to tell people what your goals are in order to get the support and the encouragement that you need.
So do you think people should make resolutions?
I think they should make goals.
Okay.
Goals. Yeah. Realistic goals, right?
Yeah. Because like if you just say like you're gonna win a lottery, like
that's my goal. That's my goal. Is it realistic? I don't know. So what are some of your goals?
Get 100 episodes on this podcast.
I like it. You could totally do that, right? That's realistic. That's realistic.
Because it's like coming up, this is our like 85th episode. Yeah, right?
Wow.
There.
So if you work really hard, that's a realistic goal.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they make goals to complete by the end of the year. Or a lot of people, and another thing people do is that they try to finish like half of their resolution, half of their list of goals after Christmas.
Right.
In those 6 days after Christmas, that's when they start actually focusing on those.
Well, yeah, that's right. I made a goal.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like it's important to make goals for every month. Like this month I want to do this. This month I want to do this.
I agree.
So you can actually get them done.
Yes. And I think that you should have accountability partners. Do you know what accountability partners are?
No.
What are they?
For example, the three of you guys have this podcast together, right? Mm-hmm. And we just said that you want 100 episodes by the end of the year. You're so close, right? So each of you should be encouraging the other, like, hey, we need to go ahead and tape. We need to find another guest. We need to do this. That's an accountability partner. You're keeping each other accountable for the goals that you've set, right? So my kid wants to be a YouTuber. And what he told me the other day, he's 9, by the way, he told me that he wants to tape four segments every day, right? So yesterday he had done 2. I said, how many have you done? 2. I said, okay, well, you told me you were supposed to do 4. So go get to it. He was like, oh, I will in a minute. No. So I'm his accountability partner. I'm keeping him accountable for what he said he wants his goals to be.
Yeah, and what realistic goals should kids make to improve their health? Because when it comes to goals, most like half of the health related ones are losing weight. But what other realistic goals should kids actually make to improve their health?
So one thing is to ask questions, right? So our bodies are constantly changing, and sometimes I think that kids might be a little bit embarrassed about what's going on with their body, or they think that, oh, it's okay just to have this little thing on your body or a tickle in your throat or something that's kind of odd. I think it's okay to ask questions. Find your safe person, an adult that you feel comfortable talking with, and be able to talk to them. Mom and dad are great people. If you have godparents or aunts or uncles that you feel safe with, I think that asking questions is really important for your health. That's number one. Okay. Number two is hydration. Super important. What I mean by hydration is drinking water, right? My kid loves juice. Loves juice. We don't do soda in our house, but we cut the juice half water, half juice. But you need to drink more water to actually hydrate your body. Like we say this to adults all the time, but it's really important for kids as well. You guys are growing. Sleep is really important. So my kid also likes to stay up all night long when I allow him to. But bedtime rituals, like having an actual routine that you do at night to get your body winding down and sleeping. Sleeping's so important for your circulation. It's important for fertility for when you get older. It's just important for your overall health. And for kids that are having weight issues, it's also important for your weight. It involves a lot of different hormones. So sleep is really important. I think that the food that you eat, and I know you guys talk about food as medicine and having vitamins and minerals in the food. So I'm well known for what's called the blood type diet. So this is how you're customizing your diet. So that's whatever blood type you are. So if you're a blood type O, we think that avocados are amazing foods, right? But for a blood type O, it acts as poison. So there's certain foods that blood type O can have that certain other blood types can't. So for example, a blood type A shouldn't have red meat. It acts as poison for them. A blood type B shouldn't have chicken or corn. And a blood type AB also shouldn't have chicken or corn. I think that if we focus on customizing your diet and really learning your diet and adding in those really cool foods, like having something and adding a different vegetable every single week that you've not tried, you never know what you might find that you actually like, right? Seasoning things and really learning about new foods and learning about how your diet can be customized according to your genetics, your blood type is important. And I think that mental stimulation is awesome. So my kid brought to me a study on how playing video games actually helps. So we have this conversation in my house often. You're playing too many video games. You need to get off that device. Well, it's actually mental stimulation. So games and puzzles and mentally stimulating yourself every single day is really important for children.
Yeah, and like you said, that all of this is anyways, sorry. So us kids don't drink water at all. Like you were mentioning hydration. And I know for us, it's also pretty hard too, because if you ask some kids, they don't even like water. They'll rather like not drink anything than drink water.
Yep, that's my kid. That's mine.
So, what tips do you have that we can actually, for us kids to actually drink water and actually drink enough water to actually benefit from it? Because some people I think when I was younger, I used to say, well, fruits technically have water in them. And all of this technically has water. And we already have 70% of water. Why do we even need more water?
Right.
So any tips on how to drink more water?
Yes, make it fun, right? So let's go back to our accountability partners, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the three of you guys, because your younger brother's too young to participate right now, but the three of you guys can keep each other accountable. And you can see who gets to their goal fastest, right? So I'm not a pediatrician. I don't do kids, but for adults, it's half your body weight in ounces per day, right? So let's say you have a goal of you want to drink 1 bottle of water a day or 2 bottles of water a day. It's whoever gets there fastest. Okay, then the other ones have to do the chores first, right? Or you could put a rubber band around it and you can see how long it takes you to get there. or you could have little rewards for yourself on, okay, if I get my 2 bottles of water in, then what do I get to do? It's a reward system and an accountability system. So that would make it fun.
Well, we what we used to do is that. Do you want to tell them, Sam? The jars.
Oh, yeah. So our mom would bring jars for, like, if we were really little, she'd get like a smaller jar. And then if we were really old, like him right now, she'd
You're
get a
really
bigger
old.
jar.
Yeah, I'm very old. I'm very old.
Yeah.
So a bigger jar, and we had to drink it, finish the entire jar of water in that day. So you have to like prioritize, like, yeah. So you have to take.
Yes. So for my son, when we're having the argument about water, he has to sit there and drink the whole thing. It's like, I'll pour a glass of water. No, you have to drink the glass of water before you can go downstairs and play the video games. Yeah. And then he sits there and he guzzles it and it's done.
So a lot of kids don't think sleep is important, and lots of kids and adults are on their phones.
So
so how can we use that system you're talking about for sleep? And how do we like tips for parents on how to limit phones and how to basically control like the phone limit, because obviously phones are very addictive.
Yes, they are.
Right, with social media and games. I mean, we love playing video games, but we have like a certain amount of time where we say, okay, so we have to stop, and now we should go outside, have some nature, sleep. So what other tips do you have?
Yeah, so trying to prioritize sleep is really important. So for you guys, I think that maybe if you play board games or puzzles or word searches and what are those games called? It's like we have a book of them, but it's like find what's different. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Find what's different. And then we also have lots of board games in my house, and so each week it's somebody else's turn to pick which board games we're playing, right? So my son tends to like Monopoly, so he always chooses Monopoly, so we know what we're going to play. Or Uno. He likes Uno too. So I think that if you have a dedicated time, like, okay, for example, you have Monday, you have Tuesday, you have Wednesday, right? So you're looking forward to your time that you get to plan that's non-electronic time. So for me, I would choose for us to like sit on the floor and have dinner on the floor, like a picnic inside, right? My husband may choose something different, but my kid's going to choose for us to play a board game because it's non-electronic, right? You guys could choose to do a scavenger hunt. You guys could choose to play hide and go seek. We have Nerf guns in our house, so we can have a Nerf gun party or something like that. So if each of you guys have a different day to choose it, including your parents can have a day too. That way you get 5 days out of the week. And when the little one gets older, right, he can have a day of the week as well. You guys choose that. That way it gets you off of your electronics at least for an hour or two, right? Especially before bedtime, because electronics before bedtime, you have that blue light, which stimulates you. So you definitely don't want to do that at least an hour or two before bed. I think that having a bedtime routine is really good, where you're winding yourself down. So no electronics, have dinner with the family, a shower or bath, whatever it is that you do. And maybe I think it's really important. I say this for adults, but I think it's kind of important for kids as well. We do gratitude. So we write down one thing that we're grateful for the day, and we put it in a jar at the end of the night. Then on December the 31st or the 1st of January, we dump everything out and we get to see all the little slips of paper of what we were grateful for that year. I forget many times, like, oh my gosh, that's right, that happened this year. That was so awesome. I was so excited about that, right? So it's just a bedtime routine that you can get yourselves in. Gratitude at night, having conversation with your family, dinner time with your family, shutting off the electronics and doing something as a family together.
Now let's go into the diet. A lot of kids are picky. How can we get kids to eat healthier in the new year?
In the new year, I think that if you guys are starting to help with preparing the meal, that might get you more into eating healthy, right? So meal prep is really important. So you guys going and deciding, okay, on Monday we're going to have this, on Tuesday we're having this, on Wednesday we're having this. And there's 3 of you guys, right? So each Monday you're responsible, each Tuesday you're responsible, each Wednesday you're responsible. Okay. And then mom, dad can plan the rest of the week. But on your day, when you plan what you're having for dinner, you got to find the recipe. Then you get to go to the grocery store or Instacart or wherever it is, however you guys shop, and you get to actually learn about that vegetable, learn about that meal. How do you pick it? How do you know that it's fresh or ripe, or how do you know that it's a good quality, right? And then actually preparing the meal shows you really good, healthy habits on how do you cook it? How do you find it? And then it's something that you want to enjoy, right? Because it's something that you participated in. So I think that participating all the way from the start and preparing it to in choosing the meal, finding the ingredients and preparing it helps you actually eat more healthy.
That is amazing.
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 I mean, that's what we used to do ever since we started this diet, and ever since we basically took out GMO foods, we took out artificial foods. We were always in the kitchen helping our mom with dishes. We were always helping with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He always did lunch. I used to help with breakfast and dinner. He also did some. He was with cleaning the dishes. So we were all.
Someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were all working on the kitchen, and I think that's also a reason why we were able to adapt to this new lifestyle and how we were able to basically like this more new lifestyle better and appreciate it.
Absolutely. I love that. Y'all are so sweet. I love the fact that you guys appreciate it. I think being involved helps a lot.
So, is there a new food that is getting more attention and research that we kids should include in our diets?
So the way that
and what foods we kids should avoid? Sorry about that.
No worries. So the way that I approach diet or food choices is customized, right? So I can't say that there's one food. There's no panacea or this one thing that you should do and one thing that you shouldn't. I will say that you guys know this. Gluten is probably one thing that I would pull out, even if you don't have a gluten allergy right now. It's probably one of those one things that I would pull out. Corn is probably one thing that I would pull out to avoid, just because a lot of people are having issues with corn. It's got a lot of pesticides in the way that we grow that here in America. And there's not one thing that I would say to yes for you to eat. So I would say yes, drink water, but I don't have one thing for you to eat because of the way that I practice medicine. It's a customized diet. So do you guys know your blood type?
No.
We have to double check. It could be.
So when you find your blood type, I'll tell you the one thing that I think that you guys should eat.
I think it's B.
O positive.
Oh, yeah.
O positive.
O positive.
Yeah, we're
O positive. So O's don't really do a lot of dairy. They do gamier red meats, right? So lamb, goat, veal, venison, no pork, of course. Nobody should do pork. For O's that are vegetarians, then there's a list of vegetables as well. So that's that.
Well, this is so amazing. Thank you for joining us today and basically showing us basically telling us about your blood type diet, and also about tips and tricks that we can do for the new year. So, Zen?
So, what is one thing kids can do today to set up for the best year yet?
Plan for it. Make a vision board. Decide what it is that you want to happen in 2023. Put it in pictures or words, cut it out in magazines, and make yourself a vision board, and then look at it every single day. The more you look at it, the more you rehearse it, the more you have your accountabilities ask you, did you do this? What are you working on to make it happen? That's what you can do in 2023.
So, where can people learn more about you and your work?
I am on all social media at Dr. Samm ND, that's Naturopathic Doctor, or drsammnd.com is my website.
Well, that's amazing. Remember, everyone, to go check her out. And to learn more about how you can basically implement the blood type diet, and for more tips and tricks, you can go and check and go to her social media and go to her website.
That was so empowering. Everyone make sure to follow Dr. Pryce on social media.
Aw, thank you guys. I enjoyed myself.
So let's recap Dr. Pryce's key points. So make realistic goals, not resolutions. Have an accountability partner and create a vision board today. Look at it every day. The more you look at it and rehearse it, the closer you can get to your dreams and goals.
Us kids need a big dream.
Yeah. And remember to ask a lot of questions. Learn something new daily and find your safe person or your accountability person and ask them lots of questions. Also, remember to stay hydrated even if you don't like water, and make sure, even though if you don't like water, still drink it and make it fun. Also, remember to prioritize sleep, because sleep helps us kids stay healthy and helps us grow. Remember to create a routine to help you optimize your sleep. And gratitude is great for stress. And you can even have like gratitude journals, and slips are also a great option.
Another thing we should do are puzzles, word searches, and great things to play before you go to sleep. We love to play with each other.
Because it helps our brain relieve stress, and it's so fun. And we love using creativity because that's something you can't really do in video games.
Yeah.
So customize your diet and stimulate your mind with games and puzzles. I love to play chess-ish.
He likes to play chess.
He likes to play chess.
Well,
thank you, everyone, for tuning. Wow, Dr. Samm, that was amazing. We are so thankful for your wisdom and time today. So now, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Zansari.
I'm Abdullah.
And I'm Imad.
Follow my family and I on social media, Holistic Mom D, and look out for my mom's book, The Holistic RX, your guide to chronic inflammation and disease. And she also has programs and other resources. We actually created our Kids Healing course. Can't wait till it comes out. This podcast has been sponsored by Wellness. We love Wellness products because they contain only safe, natural ingredients that work better than their conventional alternatives. Use the link to get 10% off on all orders by using the code HOLISTICKIDS, ! All caps, no spaces. Check it out on the description of this podcast. Kids need to learn from other kids. Please download our podcast in iTunes and leave a review so other kids and families can benefit. We need to work together to create a healthy future for all of us and the planet. Join us next week for another episode of The Holistic Kitchen, where kids are empowering kids.
Thank you, everyone. See you next year.
Bye.